I'm proud tonight. Family represent.
It's almost impossible to recreate something like Weak. You know what I mean? Like, we already gave you that. Now it's time to move on to something else. But of course, I don't think we ever strayed too far away from what the fans enjoyed. Now, I do say that that third record, that Release Some Tension record, was horrible. With that record was so bad, and I think, that was actually after, they made some label changes, and the guy, the A&R who found SWV and all of those amazing records, for some reason, they let him go and brought somebody else in who totally destroyed that album. And he knows how I feel about that today, so I ain't saying nothing. But I mean, don't take my word for it. Look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it sells. Yeah,
felt like that was a waste of our budget. I felt like, it was all of these damn rappers featuring SWV. I felt like we was on somebody else's album.
Yeah.
And it was a waste of our budget. It was just that. Just the thought. Rain saved that record.
Yeah.
Rain saved that record because that was the only reason I listened to that record. I ain't played nothing except for, I think it was a song on there called On and On. Andrea Martin wrote that song.
God rest her soul.
Yeah, and everything she did I thought was dope, but
yeah.
The album just had all of these rappers on there, and I'm like, I just thought it was stupid. It was very dumb business-wise. Like, why would you do that?
I know we all love Redman and the rest, but I know that it was the prelude of what happened to R&B, where they started to put more hip hop, and hip hop almost became okay, because you guys almost pretty much ushered in the fact that we get a hip hop artist singing R&B, and we get the R&B artist featuring, because that then became the norm, which it's still unfortunately the dominant part then, and I think that's more and more we lost the essence of you guys with a lot of those tracks that were being pushed out, and yeah, that was but you couldn't fight it. It's hard. I think we would wonder if you guys could fight it or do anything. You just had to accept what the label, how they spend the money.
I mean, pretty much. I mean, you can give them a hard time, but for what? When they have all the control. Okay, you want to give me a hard time? We're gonna push this record back.
Yeah.
So if we don't have a record, we can't tour, we can't make money.
Yeah.
So it ain't but so much you can do with the person that got the purse. When the person got the bag, what you gonna say?
Yeah.
They're spending money, So, but I've always been verbal about the fact that I thought that album was whack.
But then was that the last album you did with RCA then, because it didn't do as well as the first two?
I want to say that was, and it should, because that was terrible. Yeah. And the guy who put that record together should have been fired. I don't think it was long after that he got fired, but he should have gotten fired.
My mind was elsewhere. I wrote Rain for Brandy. It was already about to cut it on her when RCA intervened and asked for it to be on SWV.
You guys were recording some of the songs. Did you notice that, okay, this sounds good. It sounds different than what was on the radio, and that we could actually, make a dent? Or did you what was it like?
Well, first of all, I think every song, when you already know what song you're gonna record when you hear it. When Brian's songs were brought to us, it was just like magic. One thing you cannot take from that brother is that, Brian is talented. And back then, I think he was doing a lot of club stuff and house music because he loves house music. Like he's a connoisseur. And to see how he can do a house track and then transition into like this deep R&B stuff, I was like, wow. You know, because usually producers are just one way.
Yeah.
They can wait at this and that's it. But I mean, when we heard Brian's stuff, it was just like a no-brainer. It was magic. I mean, you can pretty much see.
But how much? And I don't know, when you guys, before you got signed with RCA, did you guys, when to perform, was it always Cheryl singing lead and the rest of you doing the background, or did you guys mix around with different songs prior to being signed?
Well, no, it wasn't like that. It was like that when we finally got the deal. Like, and even like demo wise, we would all just kind of collaborate. But Jodeci was out.
Okay, yeah.
Jodeci was out, and it was just a lot of dope singers. Guy was hot,
yeah,
and everybody was singing like with that churchy sound.
Yeah.
So it just made sense. It just made sense. It didn't help us any, but I mean, but I'm just saying, like, you know, for people to walk around and think you just have no talent or whatever, that's like a bad feeling. But you know, it worked. It was how it was supposed to be at the time, and that was that.
Yeah.
I can't answer it from a producer standpoint or the record label standpoint, but I can tell you from my perspective.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Halftime Chat. Please remember to subscribe, share, and comment. But most importantly, why don't you become a member of Halftime Chat? We've got amazing videos, amazing perks, and being able to support the channel. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care.
I never participated in that category.
And somewhere in between
us for even loving us, on which I didn't miss you with.
What was it like growing up?
She's still making an impact on 4 houses down.
I have a couple of pieces.
Trying to get this one and that one.
That works for you, but just for me,
No, okay, you're okay.
They don't understand what Jodeci boys and men and all spirits.
Play it.
I mean, I love all different genres.